I have these two OBD-II connectors. Okay, one is an ELM 327 and it has standard pins as well as the OBD-Link MX Plus. We're going to connect both of these. This one you can use with Android or iOS, an iPhone for example. This one's only for Android right here. So we're going to connect both of these. Let me go ahead and just show you how to connect them in your automobile. Chances are it's down below your driver's dashboard, and it's helpful to sometimes just look at a YouTube video. Many YouTube videos out there about how to connect. So I'm going to go ahead and just open my door so it's a little bit easier to see this. And if you come down here, you'll see a little on this one car at least, there's a little door that you open right here, and then here's the connection for the ELM 327. I'll go ahead and plug it in. You'll see a little red LED, and then once it connects, then you'll see some other LEDs that light up. Let me go ahead and connect with it. I'll just show you what it does once it connects. Now you want to connect through the app. Don't connect Bluetooth just from the phone. Let the app connect to it. Otherwise it asks you for a pin. I think it's quadruple 0 is the pin, but if you're at that point, you've connected in the wrong way. Connect through the car scanner app or other apps that are available to connect to this. So here you can see the LEDs flashing.
Now let's take a look at all the sensors. We'll go down through the list and see things like OBD module voltage, throttle position, barometric pressure, and others that are available for recording. One of the things that I've found with this app is that it'll only really record the ones that I have on my dashboard in a consistent way. You can also record the location as well. And so I create this dashboard with the 20 sensors that I'd like to be able to monitor continuously and record. So here you can go into the dashboard editor, create your own dials or other things. I'm just going to put as many of them as I can to be able to record all of 20. You can edit this. For example, here's a catalyst temperature. Then it'll save the dashboard, and when you go back, you'll see all of these values that appear. And just leave this open while you're driving and it'll store them. I also upgraded to the Car Scanner Pro app, the upgraded version. I think it was another $5, and that allows you to record more data and be able to export it. So I wanted to just have a little bit more data that I wanted to be able to export. I drove it for 8 hours one time, collected data continuously, and then a couple 1-hour trips and also around town. So it works well to be able to collect the data. The data is a little bit sparse at times. It doesn't synchronize it like the other app that I'll show you. I'll disconnect here and I'll go into the data recordings. If you just long click on one of them, it'll come up to export, and then you select export and then CSV2. Okay, and then I'll send using email.
And that is working well. I'm going to go and disconnect this one and then take my other one. This is the OBD-Link MX Plus, and that one also fits right in there. Now the very first time you connect, you'll just have to hit this little button right here to establish a new Bluetooth connection.
The iOS app is similar to the Car Scanner app. This one's the OBD-Link app. Now I'm going to connect. It says start your engine. You plug it in. Make sure the power's on, so it'll have the little power LED indicator. Press the pair button and continue. And then as this comes up, you select the accessory that it finds. Go ahead and select it, and it'll connect. You can see it connects first of all to the module and then to the computer in the car. And there I can see I'm connecting, and it will be able to grab all of the available data. Okay, I need to select the ones that I want to record. I'm going to select on some of these, like fuel level input and air temperature, and then come through, and you can go to other preferences. I'm just going to navigate through some of these. You can also create charts, so while you're driving you can see some of the values. Now this app, it records regardless of this, if this screen is open or not. It seems to do a better job also synchronizing the data and be able to record with it without missing values. So I'm also happy with this one. This, of course, this module is a little bit more expensive, $140 versus the $5 to $10 for the other module. And then I'm going to come back here, disconnect, and then I'll show you how to export it. Okay, the data is going to automatically go to your iCloud account if you click the sync CSV log files. Now that we've recorded some of the data, let me show you a preview of what it looks like. Just come to this address. I'll put a link in the video as well. And if you come here, you'll see this video right here that goes into what to do about analyzing the data. And if you just come down here, you'll see Automotive warm-up. Here are a couple other ones as well. The first one's 30 minutes. This one is Provo to St. George for the second one. That's about 8 hours of driving. There's about 40 columns of data. We have Provo to Salt Lake City. That one's round trip about 2 hours. And then we have Des Moines to Pella, Iowa. That's about 1 hour. And this is a different vehicle, a 2021 Chrysler. So let's just look at the warm-up data. This came from the ELM 327. And you can see it's a little bit sparse. It's missing some data rows right there. And I'll show you just how do we fill that in with Python. Here's the Provo to St. George. This one's a little bit longer, so I stored it as a zip file. But if you open that up, you'll see it's right here. It's a CSV file that you can open up with any standard program. And then we also have the Provo to Salt Lake. This one again, ELM 327. And then if you look at this Des Moines to Pella, Iowa, this is the OBD link MX Plus, and you can see that we're not missing values there. So it has all of those available. If you'd like to analyze some of this data and run through some of the exercises, you can see, some of them that are available here. Or if you come down here to the Automotive notebook and select this Jupyter notebook in Google Colab, then it'll bring up this notebook where you can run and import the data and be able to visualize it. Okay, so I'll just show this quickly. We have pandas, numpy, and matplotlib, and we will run this data. It'll import it from this URL, and we're going to fill in some of the blanks that were there, and there you can see the data values that we collected, and it shows it in a table form as well. And then we can do things like just plot the data with pandas. Okay, we're just going to create a trend that shows all of our data. And then we can just plot select measurements, for example, box plots, parity plots, and others. So I don't want to go into all of this, okay? We're going to leave this site and just come back here to some of the other case studies that we're going to go through in more detail. Case study 1, catalyst light-off temperature, and how much time it takes to reach that. We have case study 2. This is a GIS map visualization, so we'll create maps of where we went from the GPS data that was recorded on the phone. And then a final one, investigate the fuel efficiency of our vehicle and be able to calculate it with respect to speed, acceleration, and RPM. So those are just a few of the case studies that we can do with this data. There are many other things that you can do with this data as well, and look forward to your comments or suggestions about that.